It was once said that the best of journeys answer questions in the beginning you didn't even think to ask. Which for us, that journey was the annual Rails to Relevance trip. The knowledge we learned, the people we met, and the sights we saw will stay with us for the rest of our lives and forever change our perspective on how we see the world and Canada.
What does it mean to be a Canadian?
For me, it means a country that's free and easy to live in. I hear a lot about taxes and that sort of thing, but I think I'm living in the best country in the world.
What is Canada's responsibility to the world? Well, culturally, we're a melting pot, and I think that if we borrow from each one of these cultures, then we can make the world a better place, harmoniously.
I definitely think as well, like, Canada's definitely a mosaic. Like, I know in Canada we are Canadian, but we're also proud of like where we come from in terms of like our families. Like, people are like they're British Canadian or they're like Irish Canadian or anything like that. So being Canada is definitely a place where you can celebrate your roots, as well as being proud of the fact that we all are very proud of our maple leaf, and we're very proud of a number of Canadian symbols and things like that. So it's just Canada to me is a place where your heritage is celebrated and you're never looked down upon from where your family comes from or anything like that. So
as Canadians, we have a responsibility to set an example to other countries and to continue to improve ourselves, to help influence others to do the same. And we also always like to think about what's going on in other people's lives and their circumstances, and lend a helping hand when we can, which is something that I'm very proud of the fact that we even do. Because I definitely think just setting an example and continuing to strive to help others.
Canada's responsible for making sure our citizens are holding ourselves to like the highest standards and ideals that we want our citizens to be a part of, and just making sure that every time that we leave the country or go on like a vacation or like mission trips or anything like that, that you're really making sure that our Canadian citizens are representing Canada in the best possible light. I feel like making sure that we're sticking true to who we are as citizens is important.
For me, I'm a Quebecer first, but I'm also a Canadian. I think that we have to be an example on social plans and also on economic plans. I'm tired to be referred as an American. I want to be represented by someone I am, and I think we are in a great path to be more iconic worldwide.
For me, being a Canadian citizen is actually really tough and complicated. I have difficulty identifying as Canadian sometimes, but I also am proud to be Canadian other times. It's a complex issue because of the state of sort of Indigenous and government affairs right now. I think Canada should be setting an example in human rights and also within Indigenous rights and really supporting a nation-to-nation relationship. It's a complicated debate. I don't do anything to acknowledge acknowledge Johnny MacDonald, and I have a friend, Romeo Seganash, and he works in the Parliament Hill, and for him it was really difficult to face the building beside him that he walked by every day that was also named for a famous Canadian in our history who was responsible for residential school, himself being a residential school survivor. And I think when those ties are stronger, it's definitely more complicated. So I don't say take down everything, but I also recognize if it's in my backyard, I'll probably be upset.
You ready? 1, 2, 3.
This is what happens when you've been on a train for a really long time and then you get off the train.
Suitcase king!
Right. Bing. Bing.
We're in Vancouver. Jasper! We're in Saskatchewan, Saskatoon. Woo! I like the tune.
It's all going that way.
We're in Winnipeg. Wow, guys.
We're in Ottawa.
We're in Ottawa. Bonjour, nous sommes en Québec. No, la ville de Québec. Oui, oui. No, we're in Quebec City. Montreal. Montreal. Yeah. We're in New York. Flew from New York to Calgary, from Calgary to